All right, tonight we're going to break down some of the rumors on social media and how things are going with this investigation. The one thing I really want to take care of tonight, the biggest thing I want to take care of is um, I do not believe the internet does believe there's a lot of theorists out there. There's a lot of internet chatter going on about DM, and it was requested to keep her initials instead of her name, so I'll respect that. Um, but one of the things they are really trying to push is, I don't know why, but people do not like the idea that she survived. They do not like the idea that she's not in jail right now. And I don't know, I don't understand why, because law enforcement has investigated her. They've got information, and there was nothing there for her. But for some reason, they believe that she is the drug queen of the Northwest. I've seen everything from she has 6 FBI agents on her payroll to she has judges and lawyers, the police chief, the police department, the sheriff's department, the sheriff, all under her rule. They also think that she has enough power to hire murderers to come and kill 4 of her roommates because they got an argument 2 weeks prior to their death, and they believe it's all over drugs. They believe that this 20-year-old college student has that much power and control that she conspired to do this whole thing and has controlled it. They talk about timelines of how she went into the residence and it was cleaned up of all the drugs. There was one mother that said her child went to WSU and told her all about this house, how it's a drug house and felons and different things going on there. So she went to social media and contacted an individual who reported this. It's not true. If somebody you see is reported, somebody close to this case, or somebody that's close to the investigation, they're not. Unless it's been released by the police department, sheriff's department, the FBI, the courts, it's not true. Just because somebody says they know somebody who said something, or somebody who's close to the investigation, that means they're not in the investigation. They've just taken information from the internet like everybody else has, and they put 2 and 3 together and came up with 4 for some reason. So anything you see on the internet, don't believe it. I always had this theory of believe nothing you see and only half of what, or believe nothing you are told and only half of what you see. One of the other things is there was a timeline question of, could an individual, the suspect, make entry into this residence, clear 2 different floors, murder 4 people with a knife, and exit the place in 15 minutes? And people are saying it's impossible. There's no way it could happen. Well, in 2016, 19 individuals were killed, 26 were wounded. An individual broke into a hospital in west of Tokyo and killed these individuals and wounded the other 26. He broke in at 2 a.m. and did whatever he had to do, left, and came back and turned himself in at 3 a.m. So he had time enough to commit 19 murders and 26 injuries, leave, and then come back. So yeah, and there's stories like that all over the world. Knife attacks don't take forever, and heat of the moment. The other thing is the wounds that were talked about by a certain individual. We have a defense move. It's called just a reflex. It's a twitch cut defense. If somebody's going to throw a punch at you, your hands automatically go up. If something comes over your side, your hands go up. You automatically come up. That's how you get defensive wounds. Not always because you're standing there toe to toe or fighting with this person. A lot of times your hands go up and you get cut or shot or whatever it is, until we have all of the information. And I'm going to wait on any theories on that until I have the actual information on it. Another one was the suspect is going to get off because he was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder, and according to this person that posted this, and a lot of people believe them, that this wasn't first-degree murder on the other suspect or other victims. They feel the suspect was just focused on one person, and the other 3 were just there. Well, Idaho Code 184003 talks about degrees of murder, and the first paragraph that states all murder which is perpetrated by means of poison or lying in wait or torture, when torture is inflicted with the intent to cause suffering, to execute vengeance, to extort something from the victim, or to satisfy some sadistic inclination, or which is perpetrated by any kind of willful, deliberate, and premeditated killing is murder of the first degree. So yes, this will fall under first degree homicide. So they can charge him with all 4 counts of first degree murder. And that won't be a technicality to get him off. The other one they said was he had requested twice or asked several times if they have arrested a separate individual. I don't know when. He hasn't had any interviews with the media. He's had no interviews being released from the law enforcement. When he was arrested in Pennsylvania, his court assigned lawyer from Coeur d'Alene, she sent off a form to state he can no longer talk to law enforcement. And so he wasn't interviewed and he did not talk to law enforcement. So I'm not sure when he requested or asked if anybody else had been arrested. And then somebody jumped on that and they noticed one of the forms that had been released that they had a co-defendant. And people said there was a second defendant. And that's not true. Idaho Criminal Rule 16, Discovery and Inspection. Go to B, parentheses 2. And you'll see where it talks about co-defendants. What this is a form requesting all evidence. It's just it's the criminal rule that they send and they say we want all evidence, everything you have, and that section is just in that information. They just copy paste and send it. So we want everything. We want, according to Rule 16, we want it all, and that's where that came from. Please go read it. It's Idaho Criminal Rule 16, Discovery and Inspection, and go read that, and it'll tell you exactly what they requested. Excuse me. And Idaho Code 18403 talks about the degrees of murder. So those are some of the things we want to talk about tonight and kind of break things down and say that if you're going to look into this case and you're going to follow this case, do not believe everything you're told. Whatever you're told, question it. Go research it. Look it up. See how things are going. Take it from there and run with it. Learn from this. The thing is, we want to do this to be safe. There's other people out there right now trying to make a dime. I don't care. I don't care if I get paid. I don't get paid for this, and I don't care. I want people to be safe. I want people to understand what's going on out there in the real world, and I want them to be safe. And this is a horrific crime that's been taking place, and we're trying to put the blame on certain people that we just need to refocus and say, okay, wait a minute, let's take a step back and let's look at all the evidence that's been given to us. Let's go from there, and let's not just take, one point to another point and try to put them together and make another thing out of it, which it isn't there. So tonight we're going to talk really quick about some more safety issues. I'm going to talk about vehicles. I had one person make that comment in my comments that if you're going to drive, especially in Idaho, it gets really dark in the wintertime really quick. If you're going to go to campus and or work and it gets dark here fast, and you're going to be after dark, park your car close to the building you're in, or park your car under a light. When you leave, make sure you contact somebody and tell them, I'm leaving, I'm coming home, or I'm going to another class, or whatever you're doing. Call them. If you can't call them, text somebody, say, I'm leaving right now. If you call them, make sure your hand's free so you don't have to have your face in your phone while you're walking. Do not unlock your door prior to getting to your car. When you get close to your car and you're able to see around your car, then unlock it. Look inside the back of an SUV, the back seat, the floor, and the front seat and the front floor. Make sure there's nobody in your car. You can just do that all from one side of your car. Get in, lock your door immediately, start your car, and drive away. Do not update your social media. Don't call. Don't get on your phone. If you're already on your phone, just continue to talk to that person, but drive away. If you see something in your windshield or on your hood, don't stop your car and get out and get it while you're in the parking lot. Leave the parking lot and go someplace safe. That's sometimes a lot of people will put something in your windshield. You'll drive away. You'll stop your car, or you'll see it just sitting there. You'll get out of your car and take this. They'll take your car, or they'll try to take you if they're in the area. So don't get your car. Once you're in your car, lock your door and drive away. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Just get out of there. Be safe. Be vigilant. Question everything. Those are just a few of the conspiracy theories. This whole thing about DM, I'm not sure where all this is coming from, but it's just people doing their thing. So Again, be safe, be vigilant, and have a great night.